Your best thinking almost never happens at your desk. It happens while you are driving between jobs, walking back from a supplier, or lying awake at 11 at night when your brain finally connects three things at once. In that moment, you have a flood of it. We should call that customer back. Order more of the blue ones. The invoice for the 10 job never went out. I want to try that promotion next month. And then you get home, life happens, and by morning, most of it is gone. The ideas that would have moved your business forward evaporate because the moment they arrived was the one moment you could not write them down. You are not disorganized, you are just never at a keyboard when your head is full. Today, I want to show you how an AI assistant turns a rambling 2-minute voice memo, the kind you can record while walking, into a clean, sorted list of actual tasks. You talk, it organizes. The ideas that evaporate, let us name where most owners get stuck, and call it level 0. Your ideas and to-dos live in your head, and your head leaks. The good thought arrives at the worst possible time to capture it, mid-drive, mid-task, half asleep, so you tell yourself you will remember and you do not. Or you fire off a voice note to yourself and it joins 40 others you will never listen back to, because who has time to replay their own rambling? So the thinking happens but the doing never starts, because a thought that never becomes a written task is just a nice moment you had in the car. And the mental weight of all those uncaptured jobs sits on you. That low hum of I am forgetting something important. That is level 0, a head full of valuable thoughts and no reliable way to get them out and into action. What you actually want from a brain dump. Before we open any tool, get clear on what you actually want to happen to a brain dump, because just recording it is not enough. When you empty your head, you want 4 things back. First, everything captured, so nothing valuable falls out. Second, the actual tasks pulled out from the waffle, because a 2-minute ramble might contain 5 real to-dos buried in thinking out loud. Third, those tasks sorted, urgent versus someday, work versus personal, so the list is usable and not just a wall. And fourth, ideally the important ones sharpened into a clear next action. Call the supplier becomes call Emmet about the blue stock before Friday. Captured, extracted, sorted, made actionable. That is the difference between a messy recording and the list you can actually work from. Name those 4 and you know exactly what to ask an assistant to do with your ramble. Give it the messy recording. Here is the first move, and it is simpler than it sounds, and it is genuinely the whole point. You do not have to organize your thoughts before you speak. You just talk. Record a voice memo, or dictate straight into your AI assistant exactly as it comes out, messy, jumping around, half sentences, changing your mind mid-thought. We need to reorder the blue ones, and remind me the ton invoice. Oh, and I want to look at that promotion maybe next month. Do not tidy it up. Do not think in bullet points. The mess is fine and expected. Your raw, unfiltered brain in whatever order it arrives. The whole magic is that the assistant is happy to receive chaos and hand back order, which means you get to do the easy, natural part, talking, and it does the tedious part, untangling. You were never going to type all that out anyway, which is exactly why those ideas kept dying. Brief it like a sharp assistant. Now the shift that makes this work. You do not just dump the recording and hope. You tell it what to do with your ramble once and then reuse that instruction forever. You brief it like a sharp assistant who is good at turning your muttering into a plan. It sounds like this. Here is a voice memo of me thinking out loud. Pull out every actual task or decision, ignore the waffle, and give me a clean list. Group them into urgent, this week, and someday, and separate work from personal. Where a task is vague, rewrite it as a clear next action. And if I mention something that sounds important but did not turn into a task, flag it and ask me. That brief is the whole secret. You are handing it your chaos and a clear instruction for how to sort it. So what comes back is not a transcript, it is a to-do list you can actually start on. The jobs to ask for. Let me give you the specific jobs to ask for every time, because together they turn a ramble into a plan. 1. Extract the real tasks and decisions and drop the thinking out loud, so 5 to-dos hiding in 2 minutes of muttering or get caught. 2. Sort them, urgent versus later, work versus personal, so you get a usable list, not one long blur. 3. Rewrite vague ones as clear next actions, with the who and the when where you said them, because call them is useless and call Ahmad before Friday gets done. 4. Flag anything that sounded important but did not become a task, so nothing valuable slips through. And 5. Keep it short and scannable, a list you will actually look at, not a paragraph. Extract, sort, sharpen, flag the loose ends, keep it scannable. Ask for those 5 and your walk home becomes a finished plan. One memo start to finish. Let me make it concrete with a made-up example. Picture an owner we will call Ben, who runs a small landscaping business and does his best thinking driving between sites. Normally those thoughts die by evening. This time, at a red light, he records a 90-second voice memo. Rambling, we need more mulch. Chase the limb payment. That new client wanted a quote. Remind me to service the mower. And maybe hire a part-timer for spring. He drops it into his AI assistant with his standard instruction. Back comes a clean list, urgent, chase limb payment and send the new client a quote. This week, order mulch and service the mower. Someday, look into a spring part-timer. It flagged the hiring idea as a bigger decision to think about. He acts on the urgent 2 before dinner. Nothing lost. That is level 1. Level 0 versus level 1. Now let me name the real difference this makes, because it is not about being more disciplined. It is about capturing your thinking where it actually happens. Level 0 is having your best ideas at the worst moment to write them down, trusting your memory and losing most of them, while a pile of unlistened voice notes and a low hum of forgetting something weighs on you. Level 1 is talking badly for 2 minutes whenever your head is full, and getting back a clean, sorted, actionable list you can work from immediately. Your job shrinks from either forcing yourself to a keyboard at the wrong time or losing the thought entirely to simply speaking out loud and reviewing the result. Same brain, same busy day, except now the thinking you were already doing in the car actually turns into things that get done. Your best ideas stop evaporating. Your judgment stays in charge. This next part is not optional, so I want to be direct. The AI organizes what you said, but it does not know which tasks matter most, so it can guess at urgency and get it wrong, which means you still glance at the list and set the real priorities because only you know the limb payment is actually the one keeping the lights on. It can also mishear a dictated word, a name, a number, a date, so check anything specific before you act on it, especially money and deadlines, and it will occasionally turn a stray musing into a firm task you did not really mean, so a quick read to delete the noise keeps the list honest. Think of it as a fast assistant who tidies your thoughts, not a manager who decides your day. The AI captures and sorts. You keep the judgment about what actually matters and what gets done first. A simple way to start. If you want to try this, here is the low-effort way in, and it is smaller than it sounds. Do not build a system. The very next time your head fills up with things while you are driving or walking, do not try to remember them. Just open your phone and talk for 1 minute, as messily as you like. Then, when you are back, hand that recording to your AI assistant and ask it to pull out the tasks and sort them into urgent and later. Read the list. That is the whole experiment. One ramble, one clean list. The first time you watch a chaotic 90-second mutter come back as 5 clear tasks you would otherwise have forgotten, you will start doing it every time your brain gets loud, which for most owners is constantly. The honest watch-outs, and because I promised no hype, here are the honest watch-outs, and please take them seriously. First, it decides nothing. It only organizes, so you set the real priorities, because its guess at what is urgent is just a guess. Second, it can mishear dictations, so double-check any name, number, date, or amount before you act. A wrong figure captured confidently is still wrong. Third, it may promote a stray thought into a task you did not mean, so read the list and delete the noise. And fourth, if you are recording anything sensitive, a customer's details, private plans, use a tool you trust and be mindful of what you are speaking into it. Use it to catch the thinking you were losing and turn it into action. Keep the judgment about what matters and a quick check of the details firmly yours. Quick recap. Let me pull it together. Level 0 is having your best ideas at the exact moment you cannot write them down, trusting your memory and losing them with the weight of all those forgotten jobs sitting on you. Level 1 is talking out loud for 2 messy minutes whenever your head is full, then briefing an AI assistant to extract the real tasks, drop the waffle, sort them urgent versus later, and work versus personal, sharpen the vague ones into clear next actions, and flag anything important you left loose. Then you set the real priorities and check any names, numbers, and dates. The 5 asks are extract, sort, sharpen, flag the loose ends, and keep it scannable. What you get is your best thinking, which always happens away from your desk, finally turning into a list of things that actually get done. If your best ideas keep arriving when you are driving and dying by the time you get home, this is the workflow that turns a 2-minute ramble into a clean list of real tasks. And we made a free step-by-step course that walks you from level 0 to level 1 in plain language, no jargon and no technical background needed. It shows you how to get an AI assistant onto your own computer, working with your own notes and recordings, so you can try this on your real thinking instead of taking my word for it. Head to afirstasia.com/level1 and take the free course. Do it once, the next time your head fills up in the car, and watch nothing get lost. And if you want more of this, practical AI workflows built for SME owners, honest and no hype, then subscribe. Level 1 is right there. Go take the step.